Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Welcome to all my dear students. Today I am taking biology class. Under that we are studying chapter cell, the unit of life. Last class we have studied about the prokaryotic cell, right? We have studied about the prokaryotic cell. In which organism we can see the prokaryotic cell? Usually in the bacteria and blue-green algae and mycoplasma we can see the prokaryotic cell. We have studied the components of the prokaryotic cell and also we have studied the different parts of the prokaryotic cell, that is cell wall and the nucleus. Here the nucleus is not covered by, you cannot find a true nucleus where it is not covered by any nuclear envelope or nuclear membrane, is completely absent. So they are not having a true nucleus, so they are called as prokaryote. And we cannot also see the membrane bound organelles. Membrane bound organelles alla present irudilla, but here we can see the ribosome, cell wall, cell membrane and the cell inclusions, and one more important the structure, that is mesosome. We have studied the uses of what are the function of mesosome, that we have studied in the last class. And also based on this cell wall, the outer cell wall material, the outer envelope, that is glycocalyx, based on that you can find two types of the bacteria. The membrane is having two different types, slime layer and capsid. Okay, and also we have differentiated the bacteria based on the staining method, Gram staining method alli two types of bacteria anta ನಾವು ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಷಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ based on how they take up the stain, okay, by this Gram staining procedure. Okay, based on that positive bacteria and negative bacteria, Gram negative and Gram positive bacteria we have studied. And today, and also we have studied the structure of flagella, which is a locomotory organ, and also we have studied about the fimbriae and pili in the bacteria and their uses we have studied. And in this concept today we are studying about the ribosome, ribosomes and inclusion bodies. Of prokaryote ribosomes and inclusion bodies. Ribosomes are very important type of non-membrane bound organelles. These are non-membrane bound organelle of the cell. Here the associated, here usually the ribosomes are attached on the plasma membrane. Usually bacteria dalli plasma membrane irtade inner side, and mesosomes you can see, and on this you can see the attachment of the ribosome. Usually ribosome attached or associated with the plasma membrane. They are freely present in the inner cytoplasm, or it may be attached or associated with the plasma membrane. The main function of ribosomes are protein synthesis. The main function of the ribosomes are protein synthesis. Okay, and also here these ribosomes are usually made up of RNA, and chemically it is made up of RNA and proteins. ಕೆಮಿಕಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಬಯೋಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್, ಎರಡು ಬಯೋಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರ್ತದೆ, ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ RNA ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರೋಟೀನನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರ್ತದೆ ಕೆಮಿಕಲಿ, ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ they measure up to 15 nanometer by 20 nanometer. The length may be the length of the if it is a ribosome, they having two subunits. ಎರಡು ಸಬ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಒಂದು ಲಾರ್ಜರ್ ಸಬ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್, ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ಸಬ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಲಾರ್ಜರ್ ಸಬ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ಸಬ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್. ದಿಸ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ 15 nanometer and this may be the length. This is the diameter. The diameter may be 15 nanometer and the length may be 20 nanometer. The size of the ribosome is in nanometers because it is present inside the cells and very small tiny components ಅಲ್ವಾ, ವೆರಿ ತುಂಬ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅದು ನ್ಯಾನೋಮೀಟರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಷರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೆಲ್ ಮೆಷರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಮೀಟರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಲ್ ಮೆಷರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಇದು ನ್ಯಾನೋಮೀಟರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಷರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸೈಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್. ಇಟ್ ಕಂಟೈನ್ಸ್ 2 subunits, larger subunit and smaller subunit. This is larger subunit and this is smaller subunit. Okay, this is larger subunit and smaller subunit. The larger subunit made up of maybe of 30S type. Okay, larger subunit maybe 50S type. Sorry, this is 50S type and the smaller subunit may be 30S type. Here S stands for the Swedberg unit. Swedberg's constant. Okay, based on the measurement, you have studied the computer ampere ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಷರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಓಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಷರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಇದನ್ನು the size or their capacity measured by Swedberg constant. Okay, it is represented by Swedberg constant. S stands for the Swedberg constant. Okay, here this together forms a 70S type of ribosome. They together form a 70S type of ribosome. Here usually 2 types of ribosomes you can see. Usually in all the living organism you can find 2 types of ribosome, that is 70S type of ribosome and 80S type of ribosome. ಎರಡು ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಒಂದು 70S ಟೈಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಇನ್ನು 80S ಟೈಪ್. ಪ್ರಿಮಿಟಿವ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು 70S ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಹೈಯರ್ ಯುಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ you can see 80S type of ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಯೂಶಲಿ ಇದನ್ನೆರಡನ್ನು ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 70S ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲ, 30 + 50 80 ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ಮೆಥಡ್. ಹಿಯರ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನೇಮಿಂಗ್ ಬೈ ಅ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್. 70S ಟೈಪ್ ಅಂತ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಈ ಸಬ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ there is no counting mistake. ಇಲ್ಲಿ counting mistake ಮಾಡಿದಲ್ಲ ನಾನು. itself this type of units, this type of ribosome itself will call it as 70S which contain 2 units, 30S type and 50S type. Okay, 80S type ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು eukaryotic cells ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. Okay, here this you can see 70S type of ribosomes and the main function of ribosomes are protein synthesis. Their main function is protein protein synthesis. Usually many ribosomes attaches on the mRNA. Here the mRNA, it is a type of RNA. In RNA you can find different types, mRNA, rRNA, tRNA and the types ಇರ್ತದೆ. In higher classes you are going to study about the types of RNA. Usually in RNA you can find different types, rRNA, mRNA ಮತ್ತು tRNA ಅಂತ different types ಇರ್ತದೆ. mRNA stands for messenger RNA. Okay, mRNA means messenger RNA. These RNAs are synthesized from the DNAs. Okay, DNA ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಇದೆ. tRNA ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, mRNA ಅನ್ನು ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಇನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್, ರೆಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಲಿತೀರಿ. ಸೊ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, DNA ಇದು DNA ಕಾಪಿ, ಲಾಂಗ್ DNA ಕಾಪಿ ಇರ್ತದ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಈ DNA ಡಬಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. So this is a DNA. So this is a DNA which contain the base pairs. ಈ ಥರ ಬೇಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾರ್ಸನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರ್ತದೆ ಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ DNA ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಆದಾಗ ಇದು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಒನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಒನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಈ mRNAಗೆ ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಪಾರ್ಟ್, ದಿಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ಡ್, ಇಷ್ಟು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾಪಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಎನ್ಸೈಮ್ ಬಂದು ಕೂತು ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಇದನ್ನು DNA. ಸೊ ಬೈ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ the mRNA will be synthesized. ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಈ DNA ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆದ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ದಿಸ್ ಎನ್ಸೈಮ್ಸ್ ಬಂದು ಕೂತು ಅದನ್ನು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, mRNA ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ RNA ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅ DNA, ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ DNA ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ RNA ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ಸಿಂದ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಈ mRNA ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ಸಿಂದ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಫ್ರೀಯಾಗಿ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ಸ್ ಓಡಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಹಿಯರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದ ಫ್ರೀಲಿ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆ ಫ್ರೀಲಿ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. ಈ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಉಂಟಲ್ಲ, ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವಾಗ mRNA ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಥರ ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಈ mRNA ಮೇಲೆ ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಈ ಥರ. ಓಕೆ, ಮೆನಿ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚಸ್ ದ mRNA. Many ribosome will come and attaches on the mRNA and undergo transcription. Okay, they undergo translation or translation. Next process after the attachment of the ribosome to the mRNA ಗೆ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಆಗೋದು. ದಿಸ್ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಟು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ದ mRNA. ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಈ mRNA ಏನು ಹೊಂದಿರ್ತದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂಥ ಕೋಡನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರ್ತದೆ ಈ mRNA. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾವ ಥರದ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಅಮೈನೋ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್. ಅಮೈನೋ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಥರದ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಥರದ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ mRNAಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಂದಿರ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರ್ತದೆ, DNA ಇಂದ ಬರ್ತದೆ. DNA ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನಿಗೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ mRNA ಗೆಟ್ ಸಿಂಥಸೈಸ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ mRNA ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಸಿಂಥಸೈಸ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ ಹೋಗಿ mRNA ಮೇಲೆ ಕೂರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ we'll call it as, this formation we'll call it as polyribosome. This chain, the chain of the ribosome on mRNA is called as polyribosome or polysome. The structure, the chain of the ribosome on mRNA is called as polyribosome or polysome, and this polysome undergo translation that translate the mRNA into new protein molecules. So illinda new protein molecules agi form agutte. This is protein. Okay, by this process the protein, new protein will be synthesized from DNA. DNA ಇಂದ ಹೊಸ protein synthesis ಆಗ್ತದೆ by the help of ribosomes and mRNA. So here the ribosome, main function of the ribosome is protein synthesis, that is translation. Okay, translation ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ protein synthesis ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So okay, here next is about the inclusion bodies. Next is about the inclusion bodies. Usually the non-living, it is prokaryotic stored, the reserve food materials are stored Okay, here the reserve food materials are stored inside the prokaryotic cells are called as inclusion bodies. They are not bound by any membrane system. ಈ reserve food materials ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ, it may be starch, proteins, carbohydrate ಎಂಥದೇ ಆಗಲಿ ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಫುಡ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಈ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ stored reserve food materials not bound by any organelles ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೌಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಬೌಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಗನಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಫುಡ್ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ freely present on the cytoplasm. That will call it as a inclusion bodies. Usually the inclusion bodies, they are not bound in by any membrane system and they are freely on the cell, bacterial cell or any prokaryotic cell. They are present freely inside the cell. Okay, itara. The few inclusion or the reserve food material may be, maybe phosphate granules, cyanophycean granules and glycogen granules. These are the important inclusion bodies we can see inside the prokaryotic cell. ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಇರ್ತದೆ? ಫಾಸ್ಫೇಟ್ ಗ್ರಾನ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಸೈನೋಫೈಸಿಯನ್ ಗ್ರಾನ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬ್ಲೂ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಆಲ್ಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಸೈನೋಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾದೊಳಗೆ ಸೈನೋಫೈಸಿಯನ್ ಗ್ರಾನ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಆರ್ ಗ್ಲೈಕೋಜನ್ ಗ್ರಾನ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೆಟ್ರೋಟ್ರೋಫಿಕ್ ಆರ್ they are heterotrophic bacteria usually. ಅದರಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ glycogen granules is in the form of inclusion bodies. These are nothing but the reserve food material. These reserve food materials ಅನ್ನು ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ? inclusions bodies ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. And some of the bacteria or these prokaryotic cells also contain gas vacuoles. Some of the prokaryotic cells contain gas vacuoles as in case of blue green bacteria or blue green algae or purple bacteria or green photosynthetic bacteria. Inside this type of bacteria you can see the presence of gas vacuoles. For mainly these gas vacuoles may contain necessary gases required for the photosynthesis, maybe carbohydrate in hondirbodu athava oxygen for the normal functioning. So these gas vacuoles is very important present in the photosynthetic bacteria, blue green, that is blue green algae, purple photosynthetic bacteria. Some purple bacteria are having a photosynthetic nature and green photosynthetic bacteria which contain gas vacuoles. Okay, this is about the ribosomes and inclusion bodies in case of prokaryotic cells. Artha aitalla ribosomes. Next we'll move to the eukaryotic cell. Next, we'll move to the eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell. Here, usually the eukaryotic cells present in remaining 3 or 4 kingdoms. That is, you can see the eukaryotic cells in Protista, fungi, plantae and Animalia. In this you can see the presence of eukaryotic cell. You can see the presence of eukaryotic cell only in protist monera, kingdom monera. You can see the prokaryotic cell. Rest of the kingdom contain eukaryotic or well developed cell system alva. Ee eukaryotic cell well developed cell system agirtade, but here prokaryotic are not well developed cell system. Here in prokaryotic cell, the main function, main difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell is they contain true nucleus. Here you can see the presence of true nucleus. You can see the presence of true nucleus where the nucleus is bound by nuclear membrane. You can see the nucleus is bound by nuclear membrane. These are nuclear membrane. Here this represent the true nucleus system in case of prokaryotic cell. Okay, this is a main difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell, and you can see the well compartmentalization. You can see the well developed compartments inside the eukaryotic cell, or and see compartmentalization in case of the eukaryotic cell. Andre compartments andre in ಒಂದು ಲಾಂಗ್ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಹಾಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ದೇ ಮೇಕ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಕಂಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಫಾರ್ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ ಟು ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆರ್ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೇಗೆ ಕಂಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು. ಸೊ ಈಚ್ ಕಂಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ a particular type of function alva, particular type of department particular process anna continue ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. Same way here these contains here inside the cytoplasm you can see the compartmentalization by the formation of cell membrane. Here each cell membrane containing compartments are called as organelles. You can see the organelles inside the eukaryotic cell. So well developed compartmentalization inside the eukaryotic cell that lead to the formation of many nucleus, many organized membrane bound organelles that are nothing but that lead to the formation of membrane bound organelles, and these are membrane bound. These organelles are membrane bound. Okay, so each compartment, each organelle particular type of functioning anna ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಒಂದು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಾಟರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಗನಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸೀನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್. ಅದು ನಾವು ಪ್ರೊಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ದ eukaryotic cell. Okay, and also one more important feature is nuclear envelope, and also you can see I have mentioned nuclear envelope, and also you can see the well developed locomotory system, locomotory organelles. You can see the well developed complex locomotory and cytoskeleton. You can also see the cytoskeletal system, cytoskeletal system or cytoskeleton. Can also see the cytoskeletal system. You can also see the cytoskeletal system inside the eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell alli cytoskeletal system irtade and complex locomotory system irtade. In case of protista you can see the moving or motile protista, euglena, paramecium idella enagirtade motile agirtade. So aa motility anna ಮೊಟಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಗಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಲೊಕೊಮೋಟರಿ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಫ್ಲಾಜೆಲ್ಲಾ, ಸೀಲಿಯಾ. ಓಕೆ, ಫ್ಲಾಜೆಲ್ಲಾ, cilia are the different locomotory or complex locomotory system present in eukaryote, few of the eukaryotic cells. Okay, only seen in the eukaryotic cell. Flagella ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ well develop ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Even in sperms you can see the sperms are motile, they also contain flagella for the movement. So here compared to prokaryotic cell they are well developed. ಈ cilia ಆಗಲಿ ಈ flagella ಆಗಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರ್ತದೆ. And also cytoskeleton, here you can see the outer the cell is outerly covered by that filamentous protein or filaments of proteins. Usually it is covered by the outerly covered by a filamentous protein strands. Okay, protein filaments anna hondirtade that gives mechanical support or that give definite shape to the cell and also give mechanical support. It will give mechanical support. It provides mechanical support to the cell and it's also cytoplasm constituent and it's cytoplasmic constituents. ಏನಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಶೇಪನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ಸೈಟೋಸ್ಕೆಲಿಟನ್ಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಇದು ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಫಿಲಮೆಂಟ್ಸಿಂದ ಮಾಡಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಯಾವುದು? ಸೈಟೋಸ್ಕೆಲಿಟನ್ or cytoskeletal system is made up of protein filaments. ಓಕೆ, ಔಟರ್ಲಿ ಸೆಲ್ ವಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಕಾರ್ಬೋಹೈಡ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರ್ತದೆ, ಅದು ಸೆಲ್ಲಿನ ಹೊರಗೆ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅದರ ಮೇನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ, ಇಟ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್, ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಕಲ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಸೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ಯುಲಾರ್ constituents or cytoplasmic constituents. Okay, these are the important. And also in eukaryotic cells all the cells are not similar. In prokaryotic cells almost all the cells are similar but they perform different function in prokaryotic cell. But here in eukaryotic cell you can see mainly two types of cells. Okay, you can also see mainly two types of cell, that is plant cell, that is plant cell and animal cell. All the eukaryotic cells are not similar, where we can differentiate into two main types of eukaryotic cell, that is plant cell and animal cell. In case of plant cell you can see difference, almost all the organelles are similar but you can see major difference between the plant and animal cell, that is the presence of cell wall. Alva, plant cell alli cell wall anna hondirtade. You can see the cell wall around the plasma membrane that will give extra support to the plants. Okay, and also you can see the presence of chloroplast. You can see the presence of chloroplast. Okay, chlorophyll containing or plastid, it is also called as some plant cell contain other pigment containing organelle. It is collectively called as plastid. Na ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ, plastids ಅಂದರೆ pigment containing organelles. Plastids are nothing but pigment containing organelle is called as plastid. Usually you can see different types of plastid. Under that one more important type of plastid is chloroplast. Chloroplast is a type of plastid which contain chlorophyll pigment. Okay, chloroplast ಯಾವುದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ? ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. And also you can see the central large vacuole. You can also see the central large vacuole and rest of the organelles, rest of the structure is similar to animal cells. In animal cells you can see main difference is absence of the cell wall. You cannot see the outer cell wall. The cell wall is completely absent in case of animal cell. And also you can see the presence of centrioles or centrosome. It is also called as centrosome or centrioles. Here the centriole, presence of non-membrane bound structure or the organelle, that will call it as centrioles. This can be seen only in the animal cell. Animal cell alli matra ee centrioles irtade. It is absent in the plant cells and rest of the organelles are similar in both plant as well as animal cell, where we can see central large nucleus alva. You can see the central large nucleus with the nucleus. Inside the nucleus you can see the one prominent structure called nucleolus. This is called as nucleolus. Idanna ನಾವು nucleolus ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. And this here the genetic material is in the form of chromosome. In eukaryotic cell, genetic material is in the form of chromosome. Chromosomes contain genetic material. Genetic material. Here the genetic material is in the form of, they are composed and form a special structure called as chromosome. Okay, and it is outerly covered by nuclear membrane irtade. And also you can see the endoplasmic reticulum. This is a structure of endoplasmic reticulum, and you can see the central large vacuole. Okay, vacuole in case of plant cell, and you can see the mitochondria. Okay, you can see the mitochondria, and these are Golgi complex. You can see the Golgi complex, and you can see the peroxisomes. You can see the peroxisomes, this purple structures. Okay, vesicle like structure, we'll call it as peroxisome. And you can see the lysosomes alva, idu lysosomes which contain enzymes, hydrolytic enzymes and hondirtade, that we are going to study in details. And also you can see the ribosomes. Okay, you can see the ribosome. In endoplasmic reticulum you can see two types of endoplasmic reticulum, rough and smooth, that I am going to explain what is rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. And these are the main organelles of the eukaryotic cell. ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ eukaryotic cell. ಓಕೆ, eukaryotic cells ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಗನಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ okay, we will study the structure one by one. We will come with the cell membrane. Okay, we are start with the cell membrane, and next we will move to the different endomembrane system that we are going to study. Okay. Next we are going to study about the one outermost structure, that is cell membrane. Or plasma membrane. It is also called as plasma membrane. It is also called as plasma membrane. It is outermost covering of the cell's protective cover or living membrane of the cell. It is a living membrane of the cells where it show different functioning. Okay, but compared to cell wall is a dead and rigid. They are not flexible and they are dead cell. Okay, they do not show any movements. So here this cell membrane or plasma membrane is a living membrane. Here the study of the plasma membrane is only convenient, or only they are studied only after the advent invention of the microscope. Only after the invention of microscope in 1950, electron microscope, which is invented in 1950s. Only after the invention of this electron microscope we can study, it is able to study the detailed structure of the cell membrane or plasma membrane. Previously it is not able to study because it is a very small minute structure alva, ತುಂಬಾ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ವಾ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ತುಂಬ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ. ಇವನ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ the viruses and their chemical composition in a electron microscope. Only after the invention of electron microscope we can study the detailed structure of the scientists able to study about the detailed structure of the cell membrane. But also meanwhile we have to study the chemical composition. In meanwhile the chemical composition, the study of the chemical composition of the plasma membrane is also important to deduce the structure or to give the structure of plasma membrane. Plasma membrane structure ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆದ ಯಾವ ಲೇಯರ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಯಾವ ಥರ ರೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಅದರ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ಸ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಯೂಶಲಿ ದ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ವಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಬೈ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ RBC, human RBC. While studying the human detailed structure of the human RBC, the scientists able to study about the chemical composition of the plasma membrane. There we studied the detailed the chemical composition. First was studied in RBCs, human red blood cells. They studied the chemical composition. Okay, and also this enabled the scientists to give this the chemical composition. After finding out the chemical composition ಕಂಡು ಹಿಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಅವರು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆದ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಯೂಶಲಿ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಆರ್ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪೋಸ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೂ ಮೇನ್ biomolecules. They are made up of two important biomolecules, that is lipids and proteins. The two main important biomolecules of plasma membrane or cell membrane is lipids and proteins. Okay, here the lipids, the important type of the main layer is lipids, which is mainly made up of phospholipids. It is mainly made up of phospholipids, and these phospholipids are made up in they are arranged in two layers. Okay, they are usually arranged in two layers, and here these phospholipids contain two important parts, that is polar head and they have one more important part, that is hydrophilic tail or non-polar tail. They contain this each phospholipid contain two important parts, that is polar head and hydrophilic tail or non-polar tail. ಇದನ್ನ non-polar tail ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸಹ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So we'll study the structure. Usually you can see the two layered phospholipids. Phospholipids are made up of two layers. Okay, polar head towards the outside. Here you can see the polar head facing towards the outside. Okay, they are facing towards the outside. Very important, the structure of plasma membrane or cell membrane is very important. It is mainly made up of two phospholipid bilayer. Okay, ಇದರ ಎರಡು ಲಿಪಿಡ್ ಬೈಲೇಯರ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. The here polar head facing towards the outside and hydrophilic tail towards the inner side. Okay, this is a 1D image, 2D, two-dimensional image will look like this. Here hydrophilic tail is facing towards the inner side. Okay, it is facing towards the inner side like this. ಈ ಥರ ಫೇಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. This is a phospholipid bilayer. Okay, this is a phospholipid bilayers. You can see in a plasma membrane. Plasma membrane ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಥರ bilayer ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ 2D image. 3D image ಆದರೆ you can see many polar head facing towards the outside. Okay, these are the phospholipid layers. ಈ ಥರ phospholipid layer ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. The concentration here, the hydrophilic tail is water loving. Hydrophilic means water loving component. Okay, here usually this is attracted towards the water molecule, but here this is this polar head is also called as hydrophobic end. Hydrophobic head. Means it is not attracted, it will not take up the water molecules, but here this is water loving region. This hydrophilic end is a water loving. So this is usually this hydrophilic tail or non-polar tail is made up of saturated hydrocarbons. Usually this hydrophilic tail or non-polar tail is made up of saturated hydrocarbons. ಇದು unsaturated hydrocarbons ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಇದು saturated hydrocarbons ಅನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರ್ತದೆ. Saturated hydrocarbon chains ಅನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರ್ತದೆ. These chains are nothing but the saturated hydrocarbons that will attract the water molecule, or that will take up the water molecule, but this head region is water hating region. It will not take up the hot water, so only the limited amount of the water molecules will move inside the lipid bilayer, phospholipid bilayer. Idu phospholipid bilayer ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. So this is a 3D image, and also along with that you can also see some cholesterol molecules. Okay, in between these you can also see the cholesterol, which is nothing but a lipid. It is also a type of lipid. In some plasma membrane you can also see the presence of cholesterol. You can also see the presence of cholesterol. Okay, in addition to phospholipid membrane also contain cholesterol. You can see also presence of the cholesterol. Okay, here along with this phospholipid bilayer you can also see the proteins. Here the proteins are of two types. You can see the proteins are of two types, that is integral protein or peripheral proteins. You can find two type of proteins in a plasma membrane. Plasma membrane alli ಎರಡು type of proteins ಇರ್ತದೆ. One is integral protein or intrinsic protein. Okay, intrinsic protein ಅಥವಾ integral protein ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು peripheral protein or extrinsic protein ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Peripheral protein. Here usually some of the molecules, some of the protein molecules is embedded in the phospholipid bilayer. They are embedded in the phospholipid bilayer. Here you can see the presence of proteins. Okay, tara in between two layer you can see the presence of protein molecules ಒಳಗೆ ಎಂಬೇಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. They are present in between the two or within the phospholipid bilayer, and this type of protein will call it as, this is lipid phospholipid layers, right? Bilayer. Okay, and these are integral protein. These are nothing but the integral proteins, and some of the proteins, okay, Some proteins are present, just present above the membrane. Here you can see the presence of proteins above the lipid bilayer. They are just present on the surface of the lipid bilayer. These proteins are nothing but the peripheral protein. These are nothing but the peripheral proteins. Okay, ಎರಡು type of proteins ಇರ್ತದೆ. Integral proteins, which the proteins are type of protein which is embedded in the phospholipid bilayer. Phospholipid bilayer ಅಲ್ಲಿ embed ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. And some of the proteins are present just above the phospholipid bilayer. They are attached on the surface of the phospholipid bilayer. That proteins are called as peripheral or extrinsic proteins. And also you can see the presence of carbohydrate. Along with this you can also see the presence of carbohydrate. That is sugar molecules. Some of the sugar glycoproteins or glycolipids are present. Okay, it may be attaches to the proteins. Itar protein ಗೆ attach ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ this sugar molecules or on the lipid layer. Okay, on the polar head of the lipid layer. Lipid layer idu polar head ಗೆ attach ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. So these type of sugars you can see, some sugars attachment also seen on the surface of phospholipid bilayer. And also here, okay, here we have seen the biomolecules. By the study, various biochemical study, we have the scientists have found out that there is a presence of lipids, proteins, and along with that you can see the cholesterol and carbohydrate molecules, and the concentration of this lipids and proteins varies depending on the cell type. Okay, ಈ concentration lipid ಮತ್ತೆ protein ಇದು concentration vary ಆಗ್ತದೆ. That is depending on the cell type. ಅಂದರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ cell type ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, prokaryotic, eukaryotic, animal cell, plant cell, in plant cell fungal cell ಬೇರೆನೇ ಇದೆ. In animal cell itself you can see the different types of cells, RBC, WBC, this epithelial cells, then you can see the different tissue cells. Okay, these are cardiac cells. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ cells ಇಂದ ಮಾಡಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಈಚ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಲಿಪಿಡ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಅದು ವೇರಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್, ದ ಸೆಲ್ concentration, that is erythrocyte iddu concentration ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. in erythrocyte it is nothing but the RBC, red blood cells ಅನ್ನ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, erythrocytes. Okay, these are erythrocyte. leukocytes ಅಂದ್ರೆ WBC or white blood cells. WBC ಗೆ ಲ್ಯೂಕೋಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. that you are going to study fluid connective tissue ಆಗುವಾಗ ಕಲಿತೀರಿ. erythrocyte, in erythrocyte you can see the percentage of lipid and proteins. In erythrocyte approximately 52% of, you can see 52% of protein present in plasma membrane. 52% of proteins present and 40% of lipids. You can see 52% of proteins in plasma membrane, around 52% of protein molecules are present, around 40% of lipid molecules are present. Okay, this concentration vary depending on the cell type. In different cell type you can see the different concentration of lipids and proteins. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? ಲಿಪಿಡ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸೆಲ್, ಯಾವ ಥರದ ಸೆಲ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಥರದ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಸೆಲ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಬೇರೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅದರ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್, ಅದರ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್, ಅದರ ಒಳಗಿನ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಒಳಗಿನ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಿಗೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೆಲ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ the concentration also vary. Okay, next class we are continue with the cell membrane. Okay, cell membrane adra model, fluid mosaic model andre enu, why it is called as fluid mosaic model, that we are going to study. Thank you all my dear students.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.